Hey, this is Corey from Self Reliance, and I'm going to show you a quick little trick that I learned on how to cut wire, and then I'm going to talk about why it's so important to think outside of the box. So what I have is I have a piece of speaker wire here with electrical tape. I have a seam ripper right here, and so you can see the wire with the electrical tape. You can see the seam ripper. And the trick is you can have one wire, you can have a bunch of wires that are taped together, but you take the seam ripper and you find a spot, and then you can easily cut and take off the tape, right? And so what most people would do in this situation, if there was electrical tape on this wire, they would take out a box cutter or a utility knife or a pocket knife, and they would try to cut it with a knife. The problem with that is a lot of times when you do that, you end up cutting through the casing on the wire. Sometimes you create a short because when you cut through the casing, you'll cut through the casing on both sides of the wire, creating a short when they touch each other. And so this is a much safer, it's safer for me and it's safer for the wire to use. Now this is a sewing tool. This is a tool that people use for sewing. This isn't something that electricians or mechanics use. This is something that this is a tool that I learned about from sewing. And because I am broadening my horizons, because I'm trying to learn different skills, it's created a lot more cross abilities, right? What I learned from this skill transfers over to that skill, and what I learned from this skill transfers back over to that skill. And all these tools and ideas and skills all kind of intermingle together, and I'm able to accomplish things a lot safer, a lot easier, a lot more efficiently because of all the ideas that I have. And the reason why I think it's so important for me to share that is because there's so many people that when they think of personal preparedness, they think of outdoor survival, right? Well, outdoor survival is outdoor survival. It's not personal preparedness. Personal preparedness can be as simple as memorizing phone numbers so that if your phone dies, you can still get a hold of the people you need to get a hold of. Personal preparedness could be making sure that you can fix your own vehicle. It could be making sure that your house, make sure that you can fix the electrical and plumbing on your house so that in a case of a situation, if there's a global pandemic and people aren't allowed to leave their house, you're still able to take care of and maintain everything inside your home without having to rely on mechanics and plumbers and electricians and contractors and maintenance people, right? You can take care of it yourself, and so if there's something bad that happens outside, you're prepared to take care of it yourself, and by being able to take care of it yourself, you're also becoming a lot more self-sufficient and self-reliant. And so don't pigeonhole yourself into thinking that the only way you can be a prepper is if you have a bug out bag where you can bug out into the woods for 3 days. You don't have to bug out into the woods for 3 days. You can bug out to a hotel sometimes, right? You can bug out to your parents' house. You can bug out to a family member or a friend's house. You don't have to bug out into the woods. And if you pigeonhole yourself into a system that relies on outdoor equipment, outdoor gear, outdoor living, and then you're forced to stay in a hotel or stay in somewhere, you might not have what you need to make it through that situation. Because a lot of situations, if a tornado were to hit this house, right, we would still need to work, right? I still gotta get up, go to work. Caroline's gotta get up, go to work. We still gotta make money, you know what I mean? And so we have to make sure that we're capable of doing that. And if we just pigeonhole ourselves into thinking we're going to bug out into the woods, I'm not going to have the work clothes and I'm not going to have the things I need to do what needs to be done. Same with Caroline. She's not going to have what she needs to continue to go to her work and dress how she needs to dress at her job and do what she needs to do. And so we need to make sure that we're not pigeonholing ourselves into personal preparedness is wilderness survival, and self-reliance is homesteading and living off the grid. No, there's a lot of little things that you can learn to become more prepared. There's a lot of little things you can do to become more self-reliant. And I want this video and this comment section to include some of those little tiny things that can just make life a little bit easier. So thank you so much for watching. Thumbs up this video if you agree, thumbs it down if you don't, and I can't wait to see you on my next video.